Hello there, my name is Jason Perkins, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode in my Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. I'm an attorney that specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases. I created this series of videos because I want to provide people who've been injured at work with helpful information about Georgia's workers' compensation law and the benefits available to them under that law. Today I want to talk to you about something that generally is the end of your workers' compensation case, and that is settlements. And specifically, I'm going to discuss settlements for workers' compensation neck injuries. Before I get specifically into neck injuries, I want to talk generally about settlements and some important things to understand about workers' compensation settlements. The first is you're not necessarily entitled to a settlement. Settlement is something that's always voluntary. It's an agreement between you and the insurance company. So there's no way in a workers' compensation case to go to court and force an insurance company to settle with you. Second thing to understand about settlement is that you never have to settle your case. The insurance company can't make you. They can't force you to settle either. Third thing to understand about settlement is that it's very important normally to wait until you understand your injury very well before settling your case. And that is because you really need to predict the future when you're talking about settlement. Because when you settle your case, you're giving up your right to your future workers' compensation benefit that's in exchange for generally some lump sum amount of money. So you really need to be able to know what's likely to happen to you in the future to make a good decision about settlement. And the fourth thing to understand about settlement is it's final. Once your settlement has been approved by the State Board of Workers' Compensation, you can't go back and change it later. So it's very important to make a good decision about it. Now let's talk specifically about neck injury settlements. And probably the first most important thing to understand is there's no certain settlement amount for a neck injury. The workers' compensation law doesn't say the insurance company should pay a certain amount for a herniated disc in your neck or for a fracture in your neck or if you're paralyzed as a result of a neck injury. There's no certain amounts assigned. There are some factors that you're going to need to look at and consider when making a decision about whether you should settle your workers' compensation neck injury case. Some of those factors include what future medical treatment are you likely to need? Are you going to need surgery in the future? Are you going to need pain management, physical therapy, x-rays, MRIs, things like that? Now, when you're looking at settling your workers' compensation case, you're generally only talking about what's happening in the future because the insurance company's already paid for what's happened in the past. Now, the second thing that's important to consider is return to work issues. If you settle your case, you're going to be able to go back to work somewhere else because often the insurance company is going to require as part of settlement that you give up your job with the employer where you got hurt and that you agree not to work there in the future. Now that's not always a requirement, but it is in probably 98% of cases. So you're going to need to consider, are you going to be able to go back to work somewhere else? With neck injuries, if you've had a serious neck injury, often you're going to have issues that could affect you returning to work. You may be limited in how you can twist or turn your neck, or how long you can stare at a computer screen, or hold the phone up to your head, or whether you can work over your head if you're reaching over your head, or you may have issues from your neck going down into your arms that could affect your ability to use your arms, how much you could lift, how long you could do repetitive tasks. Those things are important to consider. If you've had a serious neck injury that makes it difficult to go back to any sort of work, then you're going to need to think about whether you may qualify for a catastrophic designation as a result of that injury. That can have a big effect on how long you're eligible to receive workers' compensation benefits. Now, these are just some of the factors to consider in settling your workers' compensation case. One thing that I always recommend before you move forward with settlement of your case is to talk to a workers' compensation attorney. Doesn't mean you have to hire one, but you at least need to talk to an attorney to find out what the issues are, whether settlement of your case may be appropriate, and to consider whether you should hire an attorney or not to help you with settlement of your case. Hope you found this information about workers' compensation settlements for neck injuries helpful. If you have, please let me know that. The best way you can do that is by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. If you've got some questions about settlement or any other issue in your workers' compensation case, I'd encourage you to get answers. There's a couple of good ways to do that. One is by visiting our Perkins Studdard Workers' Compensation channel on YouTube, where you can view all the videos from the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series. Or you can also visit our website, where you can set up a free consultation with me or one of our other workers' compensation attorneys by completing and submitting our free consultation request form. You can also read all the articles from our workers' compensation blog, or you can just call us directly at the phone number on the bottom of the screen, and someone from our workers' compensation team will be happy to talk to you and set you up a free consultation with me so we can get your questions answered. I'd like to thank you again for watching today, and I'll wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.